Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Solo ReacTalk. This evening, I'm going to be reacting to a video called The Real Story of Aperion in Ish's 1000 Player Civilization, made on the CFR Gaming YouTube channel. And you'll find this video also on the Ish Minecraft 2.5 point of view videos, Rich and Poor by Crayfish in Brazil. Yes, you'll find this video in that playlist as well. Remember, if you want to check out the original video as well as CFR Gaming YouTube channel, the links are going to be in the description below. Yes, including the playlist. The real story of Aperion. I wonder, how deep into the story are they going to go? Are they going to involve, Aperion's ambitions for colonization of the southern island? Because I remember in, where is it? Yes, in FKM Productions video, talking about the Southern Alliance, and the reason why the Southern Alliance was formed was to protect the southern land or southern island from colonization and exploitation ambitions of the northern island nations, in particular Aperion. Aperion wanted to colonize that island. They wanted to make it as a second sphere of influence that they have in the second island. And thankfully, the people, the local residents of the southern island decided that they were going to band together and create a new nation, protecting that territory from the expansion plans that Aperion candidates had in mind for that island. So, how deep is CFR Gaming gonna go in terms of the true story of Aperion? And they had a possible coup. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Let's see. 3, 2, 1, go.
This is Ish, a Minecraft YouTuber with over 1 million subscribers, and over the next 10 days he split 1,000 players onto 2 completely different islands. The only rule, if you die once, you're dead forever. Players were given no guidance whatsoever, and throughout each day, cities expanded, friends were made, and nations even went to war. Luckily, I got to take place in what would become the craziest—
What's her name? Lukey Boy. Okay. Lukey Boy 20. Okay.
10 days of hardcore Minecraft I've ever played. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy my perspective of Ish's 1000 player civilization event. My gosh, there's so many people. This is crazy. I spawned into the event on top of some trees and took my first glance
Oh, be careful, don't fall. You might fall to your death.
at the world before almost immediately dying. Oh, remember what I said about there being 2 islands? Well, the one I was on, Island 2, turned out to be the rich island with tons of resources. Island 1 had it a lot harder with boiling water, 1 massive tree, and little to no food. Oh, but they did have a sick volcano. As for me, I was making my way towards Aperion, the nation I'd be a part of during this event. Obviously, Aperion wasn't the only nation in Island 2. There was also Tricolor, led by Jofiel, Luminara, led by 3 Below Zero, the Commonwealth, comprised of 5 factions, each with their own leader, the Cass Coalition, led by Call Me Cass, and tons of other nations, big and small. At this point, I'd finally met up with everyone at Aperion and began gathering resources. I spent most of day 1 mining with some others, and quickly found a cave, then iron, before heading down into Deep Slate to look for diamonds. We were off to a great start with our first building being made and the farms already set up.
Man, things are happening fast in this video. Like, we're not really hearing, any sort of discussions or talks amongst people of Aperion. We're going pretty fast in terms of what's been happening in Aperion and the development of Aperion. It's different from other videos that I've reacted to in terms of the POVs of Rich and Poor. So yeah, we're going fast here.
Aperion had 5 goated farmers. There was Slapples, Rel, Hunter, Queen, and Reebok. I then gave a tour of our mining operations to the president of Aperion, Alkaline Alk.
Yes, Alkaline Alk. How could I forget you?
Back on the surface, a citizen named Freshman gave us...
Freshman? Wait, is Freshman going to be important? I don't know. I'll just write down his name just in case. Freshman 3297.
zoning tour, letting us know where to build what. Also, I decided to voluntarily give up my diamond things to resource management because I'm just such a nice guy. And just like
Alkaline told you to.
that, day 1 of the Ish Civilization event had come to an end.
Yeah, this went pretty fast, you know. Unlike other POVs that I've watched where it really goes into detail on how difficult or how easy it was with day 1. You know, we got to meet all the characters in that point of view. We got to hear them talk. We got to hear their perspective on, you know, the current situations or predicaments that they're facing. But yeah, this one just went quick. In less than, 3-4 minutes. Yeah.
But things were about to get a lot more interesting on day 2. Now, I know I somewhat sped through day 1, but
Yeah, you did.
day 2 is when stuff really goes down. The day started out with the people working on the farm, mining underground, or building up the nation, but so was every other nation on Island 2. And with all these nations prospering, Island 2 feared that the poor Island 1 would become jealous and band together to invade Aperion and all the other nations. And so on day 2, a meeting was set up between all the nations' leaders on Island 2 to discuss this growing concern.
The Island 2 Summit.
The meeting was set to take place 30 minutes into the day, just outside of Tricolor.
The place where what was his name again? Beta. Beta was digging holes, you know, under the conference venue, trying to listen in on what's happening. Yeah. Beta from the Southern Alliance, guys. Yeah.
But with most of our government officials not having full diamond armor, the majority of the citizens rushed into the mines. But even with this mining effort, they decided to go armorless to the meeting, like they were. Also, now probably time Vice President of Aperion, second to Alk. And even though I was part of the government, when the time came, Alk told me to stay behind and look after the city, while he and the rest...
So, Luke boy, were you voted into that position, or were you just chosen by Alkaline Alk to be the second in command? Oh, that's interesting. Very interesting.
The government left for the meeting. The people going was, of course, Mr. President himself. Then there was Porky.
Porky NATO? Okay.
One of the 5 Aperion senators, Scarlet.
Scarlet. Scarlet Isla. Alright. Who's also a senator?
Another senator, Jackster, the
Jackster. 104.
Speaker of the Senate, and Stealth Shadow.
Wow, Stealth Shadow. Nice.
The head diplomat of Aperion. A player named Saparata was the one who helped oversee this meeting, and once most of the nations had made it to the location, the floor opened up to discussion.
Well, it's lovely to have everyone here.
Joe Fail.
Believe we have several things to discuss, several proposals. I myself have one.
I have proposed an island defense pact. We have heard reports from Island 1 that they have very harsh sentiments towards our island for our luscious resources. So, to combat this, we should make a defensive pact where all members of the pact agree to defend each other in case of an attack.
It's worth noting, if I may speak, that they do have better weapons than us.
Netherite, right?
There have been reports.
Is that Sid's Creek from the Commonwealth? Okay. Yeah, long time no see.
Yes, rare materials.
Which nations are most at risk right now? Who's closest to the border?
So we at Aperion designed our nation to be like the first point of refuge, to be at the cross between the two islands. But we also believe this might be our biggest weakness because we will be the front line if they come.
So it seems like, unless I'm mistaken, all of us are in agreement with regard to mutual defense.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, if I may interject, I
Yeah, physics, yeah.
think I may have a solution that may solve all of our problems regarding the fears and worries of Island 1. So the only way we can stand against them truly is to unite. A simple defensive pact is not going to work long term, nor will treaties of cooperation and trade. Gifts of aid and peace on their own are signs of weakness. So instead, we need to put aside our personal desires
I have a
and
question.
unite regardless of democracy or autocracy and be ready for what's to come from Island 1.
There are a lot of concessions that need to be made to different parties. I don't believe that it would be fair to a lot of other civilizations that are a lot smaller in their representation if they were to merge into a larger government. I don't believe that
Yes, Alkaline. Yes.
there's any civilization on Island 1 that on its own could take out all of us with this defensive pact in mind. Rest my case.
But you must surely have heard the reports. You know what they're thinking.
Everyone,
Enough.
Tell them it's friendly. There are multiple
Enough.
friendly nations.
Can I interject here for a second, guys? If we're spread across the entire island, we don't stand a chance.
I think we should have a centralized location before they arrive here. But when they do,
Yeah.
we shouldn't be ready for war.
I want to address Aperion real quick. I think you are 100% right. I think you have reasons to be concerned about unification in general. But if you don't agree to the terms set at the table, you wouldn't have a voice at the council meeting. You wouldn't be able to be at this table for future meetings, potentially.
That is exactly the issue. We came here, or at least I did, to discuss a mutual defense pact, and then after that discuss the bridge, which was a part of the agenda. Then it turned into a ultimatum against us to then accept these terms of moving closer, of doing all this other stuff that were never even on the agenda to begin with.
And that's a problem. You know, when people bring up things that are not on the agenda, something that's already been agreed upon that this is what we're going to be debating, and all of a sudden a whole new agreement or a whole new debate has been brought forth, and people are discussing that maybe we should implement it. Aperion, or should I say Alkaline Alk, is not ready for that. He did not discuss it with his people. He did not discuss it with the senators within his cabinet. You can't just bring something up like this as a surprise. People have to be ready. They have to have a mandate from their peoples, whichever country it might be. And now in this situation, we're talking about Aperion. Alkaline Alk is not ready for this because he has not discussed this with his people. They don't have a clear mandate on how the people would, view this notion of collapsing their national government and amalgamating it into one super national government consisting of all the other nations included. That's a big decision to make. He can't just make it off the cuff like this. He has to bring his people into his confidence. If the people decide that they don't want to do this, Alkaline Alk can't just do as he pleases. They have a constitution. They have a rule of law. Unlike other autocrats that we're seeing here, who can just dictate to their people and tell them that, hey, no, this is what we're going to do. And, the people might just accept. In totality, they'll just accept. Unless if it's the CAS coalition. That's a different story altogether. But essentially, Aperion and Alkaline Alk in particular, he can't just do it because the rest of you are doing it. No, he needs the will of the people behind him.
So, as far as it comes here, I don't see any functional difference.
Hey, Ish!
This meeting is still going on? Sorry.
Average world meeting.
The Minecraft politics are crazy.
Oh my gosh.
I think we should maybe just adjourn the meeting for today and then continue tomorrow.
Let's continue this in Discord. I think we should adjourn this.
Alright, the meeting is adjourned.
Thank you. Good to
Thank you, Joe. That went pretty bad.
No, that was absolutely horrid.
With the Aperion delegation safely returning home, Alk was about to give a speech to summarize what had been discussed at the meeting.
Oh, wow. I've never seen any other leader do something like this. On Island 2, the Northern Nations, I've never seen anything like this. A leader is just going to come up to a podium and discuss to the people about what happened in the meeting. I haven't seen anything like this in any other point of view. No. Beta from what will soon become the Southern Alliance, he did talk to his people that he knows on the island, but there wasn't really like a general meeting of all the people of the Southern Alliance or the Southern Island, that what was happening up in the north. There wasn't that type of meeting, but he was able to spread the word to his people, and also through the media, if I'm not mistaken. But then with other nations, I've never heard of any leader calling upon all of his people and have a announcement about what has happened in that meeting of the Island 2 leaders. Yeah, so this is unique. This is different.
All right, everyone, gather around, get where you can see me. We, as the Aperion delegation, the government, have all came back from a meeting in Tricolor. There, we discussed our defensive alliance. We also discussed the bridge, or we tried to anyways. But, unfortunately, Luminara pretty much hijacked the whole meeting and turned it into an ultimatum against Aperion to either integrate into a massive city or die. We stood our grounds.
Woo!
Yeah.
We stood our grounds.
Mr. President, do a flip!
But in the future, we will do our best to maintain Aperion's sovereignty and independence, and our steadfast commitment to democratic ideals and constitutionally recognized civil rights.
That's my president!
Aperion lives and marches on!
Aperion
forever! Alright.
Oh, that's nice.
It was the morning of day 3, and as I walked outside, I thought, you know what? I want to build a house. But before that could happen, I needed to do a few chores, one of which was to finally get some diamond armor and tools. After a quick mining trip and tons of luck, that was checked off. Okay, now I could build a... What is this tree doing here?
Man, Luke boy, you're not scared of falling to your death, huh? You're not scared at all. Huh.
Okay, surely now I could build a house. Government stuff. And then I was free. A lot of us had been making some pretty good progress on their houses, and I managed to grab a pretty decent plot of land to start building. And while me and a lot of the citizens were busy building houses, Alk and Jag were meeting up with Luminara at a small nation named Konkamo. There, Aperion and Luminara would hopefully resolve the
Oh yes, I remember I heard that there was a meeting between Luminara and Aperion, and it could have resulted in a conflict if it weren't for Saparata, being the arbiter of the disputes. Yeah, I've heard about this.
Tension that grew between us at the day 2 meeting.
Okay, so with the start of our relations, we were a little bit rocky because you guys brought a prepared speech, and I feel like kind of trying to put Aperion on the spot.
And it's not you guys. It's one man in particular. It's Fuluxion. He had no authority from his leader, 3 Below Zero, to do what he did at that meeting. He had no mandate to do that. His mandate was clear, that Luminara would support a diplomatic mission to Island 1 once that barrier has fallen. Luminara would support the continuation of their initiative of building a bridge that will connect Island 2 and Island 1 together. That was the main mission that Fuluxion was given. But, of course, he is in disagreement with his leader, 3 Below Zero. And what still perplexed me about 3 Below Zero is that he chose Fuluxion to represent his standing on the Island 1 situation, when he knows that they are opposed, both Fluxion and 3 Below Zero, in what they should do with Island 1. He chose someone who is against his ideals. He chose someone who is against his policies to represent him in a meeting that involves all the leaders of Island 2, or those that could attend. So yeah, it's Fluxion, not the rest of the cabinet of Lunamara. Although there are the co-conspirators within Fluxion's camp who are also part of the cabinet of Lunamara. So yeah, either way, still the most important person is Fluxion. He's the one.
For like no reason, essentially.
I'd say the people who went to that meeting yesterday should be the ones talking, because...
Fluxion, stand up.
Yeah, I'd like to quickly say, I very much apologize. We were never intending to put Aperion on the spot in particular. We weren't trying to focus attention on you guys at all. It was just a proposal that we brought up because we thought it could have some kind of success.
I was gonna say, I also know that,
Snowbird, a traitor. Thomas, a traitor. And 3 Below Zero is just standing right next to these people. He knows nothing. He is surrounded by traitors. It's not just Fluxion, it's Snowbird, it's Thomas. Which country did New Kids belong to? I don't know. Maybe he is Lunamarian, I think. But yeah, there was a lot of people who were against 3 Below Zero, who were in his circle, inner circle.
After yesterday, I think a lot of our people just want to sort of mainly remain like more neutral and focus on the bridge itself instead of a lot of like outreach politics, if that makes sense.
This bridge that Luminara had been working on was actually their main project and would serve to eventually connect the two islands and make travel a lot faster.
So I think the defensive pact, as long as we're all still signatories of that, I think that our relations will be overall plenty fine. I don't think that there's really that much more we have to do than that. I appreciate it.
Alright, so I think we've come to a compromise here, and we can move on to the next proposal, which I think is, the topic is about the bridge.
Alright.
Yes.
We actually held a popular vote today. It's currently 40-5 on not, like, we want the bridge to be our project and to do a lot of it independently, if that makes sense.
Oh no, okay, that's about what we were about to say too. We need our resources going towards Aperion and the town first, and aid second.
Yeah, we just wanted to make sure that, you know, it was clear that Aperion kind of didn't have the resources or willpower to contribute to that kind of project currently.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine.
Tell him to stop. No. No. Get rid of that. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Okay. Get him.
Are they playing Among Us?
Is that a musical instrument? Huh.
Yeah, they are.
It's kind of funny.
Public execution immediately.
No, this is not our turn.
Let's go. Let's close this out. Let's close this out before we continue.
I think that of the 2 points discussed, both Luminara and Aperion will continue, or at least have the goal of keeping positive relations both externally and internally within both of their civs, and that the bridge project is currently under the domain of specifically Luminara, but the bridge project, once completed, will be open for everyone to use.
Alright, I'd say it's about time we got out.
Alright, I'm gonna cut the meeting now. We don't have a lot of time left. We only have an hour left in the session, so...
After a successful meeting with Luminara, Alk and Jag were finally heading home to Aperion. But on their way home, something was happening across Island 2.
Assassinations, political discord. Here we go.
In a crazy turn of events, a Commonwealth leader had been assassinated. A player named Rorycan was unsatisfied with the way Wolfram was going about stuff and decided to kill Wolfram when his guard was lowered. Also, with Alkenjak making it back to Aperion, a speech was needed to inform all of us on what had happened at the meeting.
I really like this. I really like the leadership style of Alkal and Alk. You know, informing the citizens of Aperion, you know, what is going on in the day-to-day international diplomacy of Aperion. I like that. I really, really like that.
Here's what's happening. I need to explain the situation happening on the island right now. So, me and Jag both went over to talk with Luminara and sort out our differences. I think that for the most part, we're on pretty good terms right now, so we don't have to worry about that for the near future.
Yeah!
Hold on. There's more. Just recently, one of the leaders of the Commonwealth, which the Commonwealth are multiple nations, but one of the leaders of the Commonwealth was recently assassinated by, I think, as with the current information, by another one of the Commonwealth members. So there may be a civil war happening
who was assassinated?
shortly. Just know that we are monitoring the situation and we will try to address it as more facts are released. Meeting adjourned. Thank you very much for your time.
Wait, can we get
Aperion lives and marches on!
With Wolfram being slain by his own man in the Commonwealth and tensions rising on Island 2, things were about to get very interesting on the next day. Day 4 was the beginning of a new term for Aperion's government positions, which meant me and Alk had either stayed in office or been outvoted.
Thanks.
Hey Alk.
How you doing, man? Congratulations, we won.
Yes.
Yeah, congrats guys. I saw that you guys won.
Do
Congrats.
you know how beehives work? Like how to get them, maybe?
I think you can get bottles and you can...
So they were both re-elected into their positions. Okay. And what about the other senators? Were they also all re-elected into the same positions as well?
Extract the honey.
We had made it to a second term. To be completely honest, I was very distant from the ins and outs of the government as I'd come back from a vacation literally the day before the start of the event, so I wasn't very informed on the island politics.
You are second in command. How is it that you are not apprised on the developments of Island 2? You should be knowing these things. Because if anything should happen to Alkaline... Oh! Yeah.
Then spent the beginning of day 4 chopping down the disgusting tree floating above my house. Everything was going really smoothly, almost too smoothly. Little did we know, something crazy was about to happen on Island 2.
Ah, Saffron. And his betrayal of Jofiel. Yeah.
If you're using it for PvP, then
Jofiel's dead!
Holy fuck!
Holy assassination!
The leader of the largest nation on all of Island 2 had just been assassinated by her second-in-command, Seraphim. As Seraphim ran into hiding, leaders across the island were nervous about who would be next. Fortunately,
And now is the time for another calamity to come into fruition with the death of Alkaline Alk. It's coming.
Fortunately for them, Saps had just finished building a meeting room and called for an emergency meeting between all island leaders to discuss the growing tensity and unrest across the nations. Back in Aperion, only a select few were going to travel to Saps' meeting.
Luckily, I don't know if you were there. No, I don't think so. I don't think you were there. What's his name? Luke Boy. I'm not sure about you. But, yeah. People died.
Just call the emergency meeting.
Alright, we have to go to the emergency meeting. Alright, I want to tell my delegation. Jagster, I want you with me. Scarlet, come with me. Dynamic Warfare, come with me. Alright, we're going to be going to a delegation. We're going to be in a delegation and an emergency meeting.
I was devastated not being able to go to this meeting and felt totally excluded from everyone else in the Aperion government.
Well, you are second in command. Should anything happen to Alkaline Alk, you are second in command. So, of course, someone has to stay behind. You can't have both heads of state, of the nation going to the same meeting. If both of you die, who's going to take leadership of Aperion. You have to understand that this is the responsibility as the deputy president, or as they say in America, vice president. That's your responsibility. If he is incapacitated, you are next in line. And since you're not really apprised with the international, news or situations, I'm just worried about your leadership as the next leader of Aperion. How are you going to fare compared to Aperion? Oh, we'll see.
But then again, I wasn't as informed as their Senator Jag or a military elite dynamic, and so knowing they would be better off without me, I watched them leave, hoping that they would return safely.
Alright, Saps, what's up?
Hey, what's up, man?
Slowly, Commonwealth leaders and Tricolor representatives arrived at the meeting.
We're waiting on Luminara.
Ish.
Luminara?
Luminara, yeah.
They're always getting lost. Alright, I'll be back.
Oh, finally! Sit down, Three Below.
Listen, I had some stuff going on. I'm sorry.
This is probably going to be one of the most important meetings since, unfortunately, the leader of Tricolor, Jofiel, was just assassinated by her second-in-command.
Hello, my name is Phoenix. I am a representative from Tricolor along with Jamin and Matt Soot. We are fine for the most part. We are determining who will take their place on the council, both for Jofiel and for Seraphim. But for now, our kingdom is staying strong.
I would like to bring it to the table on if you agree with full KOS on Seraphim, please say aye.
Aye.
Alright, so I have something to say. Is there a possibility, any possibility, that the assassination of Wolfram in Arthon and the assassination of Jofiel by Seraphim is any way connected?
Yes.
Is there a conspiracy going on right now? Do we think that's a thing? Are leaders safe?
I have reason to believe that leaders are not safe, but we don't have any evidence for it.
Yeah, there's no.
I also don't think the leaders are safe.
Ironically, as all of the leaders were discussing safety, none of the guards had checked the roof above the table. And as the meeting was coming to a close, tragedy struck.
Nice music. Alkaline. Oh, dynamic warfare survived. Okay. New kids. There you are. This guy is efficient. I must admit, he's really efficient. Step up, Luke boy, step up. The moon. Is the moon the face of Alkaline Alk there? Oh, that's nice. this catastrophe really shook Aperion to its core. They lost their most important person. And he was the glue of the society, Aperion. He truly was the glue that kept all of it together. And once they lost him, yes, they would vote in new people to take over, but it's just not the same. It's just not the same.
Tragedy had struck. The assassination attempt by Seraphim and a player named New Kids had succeeded and killed 6 Island 2 leaders, 2 of whom were Alk and Jag. The trap didn't...
Oh, Alk and Jag. My gosh, yes. Okay.
fully go off, which left Luminara's leader 3 below and our military lead Dynamic able to live another day. In the ensuing chaos after the trap, Selth and Jammonhead were able to kill Seraphim, but New Kids got away.
Of course he did.
With Alk and Jag both dead, that left me as the new president of Aperion. But after some consideration, I made a choice. I didn't have the capability to lead given how little knowledge I had at that point, and instead handed off the role of president to freshmen.
Wow. Wait. You resigned from your position and then the next in line was freshman. Is that how it goes, or is that you just did it off the cuff, a decision just like that? There wasn't a voting process, there wasn't, any sort of negotiation before that power was handed over to freshmen. I'm just trying to understand, how did the transfer of power go from you to him? And did the people accept this?
Instead of leading, I chose to leave politics behind me and continue working on my house. I also joined the military to avenge Alk and Jag, and also because New Kids and the host of the meeting, Saps, were now on the loose. With all of this happening at the end of Day 4, Day 5 was going to get very interesting. Despite what happened in the previous day, Aperion was mostly back on its feet. As for me, I had a pretty busy first day as a guard as I attended Selth, our head diplomat, to multiple meetings.
Just make sure to stay absolutely safe and don't do anything unnecessary. You guys have a lot of valuable stuff on you, and we do not need anything else going wrong.
Damn, Stealth, okay.
First destination was the Cass Coalition, and upon arriving, me and some other guards hung out while Selth went inside. The meeting lasted a while, but pretty much everyone shared information about who could potentially be behind the Day 4 assassinations. Also, the name Pandora was assigned as the new Island 2 name. And then me and Selth were off again, heading over to the Commonwealth to attend Saps' trial. While the trial was still being set up, I kept an eye on Saps, the person who was suspected to have killed the leaders the day prior.
Don't you want to just kill him? Don't you feel that urge?
And then it was time for the trial. Saps was accused of conspiring with Seraphim and New Kids to set up the trap. Several people came up to share information, and Saps gave a response to the crimes.
And during this time of the trial, another group of people were also, being questioned, and that is the Southern Alliance, as they began the creation of their new nation, to a new tomorrow. Yeah.
The trial took 20 minutes, but in the end, Saps was found guilty. The execution was supposed to take place at the Gauntlet.
Never happened.
But on the way over, something crazy happened. Saps made a run for it, and immediately players ran after him. Unfortunately, most of the players ran ahead, so Saps only needed to outrun a few people to escape. After a long boat chase around the island, Saps had successfully escaped justice. Now, Aperion was also hosting a trial at the same time back home. A player by the name of Eek was caught plotting to overthrow Aperion's government.
Yes. And Beta from the Southern Alliance, who's a member of the Council of the Southern Alliance, was also, having some interest in the regime change of Aperion. And I've stated this before in FKM Productions video that Beta should not be entertaining any machinations of another nation. He has responsibility over the Southern Alliance as a council member, and it would look very bad if Aperion officials found out that there is a diplomat or there is a council member from another nation that has been trying to support this attempted coup over the current government. It would have really looked bad for the Southern Alliance, and probably Aperion might have went to war with the Southern Alliance over this situation. So yeah.
Until on day 5, Eek was tried. He was ultimately found guilty and was executed, though he did try making a run for it.
Wow.
Eventually, me and South ended up back at the courtroom where second trial was taking place, Rory Can's. He was charged for killing a Commonwealth leader named Wolfram. Rory Can was deemed guilty, and like Saps, was sentenced to death at the Gauntlet, this time with much more supervision on the way. Now let's all take a guess at what happened.
He escaped.
Obviously, he started running, but luckily we had a lot of people keeping an eye on him. Right, guys? Guys?
Nope.
Hello? Because everyone decided to follow Rory through the cave, I tracked him above ground along with a few others. I managed to just catch him in my render distance as he surfaced on the water, and it was a boat chase from there. Also, there were only 5 minutes left in the day, so it was now or never to catch and kill Rory.
I think he's ahead of you too much. Yeah, he's too much ahead of you. I don't think you're gonna catch him.
Now I had the upper advantage against him as he only had on iron armor, but something felt off during the boat chase. Then this happened. My boat froze and I couldn't move. I literally watched as Rory Can boated off into the distance.
Wow, you lucky SOB.
As a last resort, I logged off and back on, but by the time I relogged, Rory had escaped. Day 6 was different than the other days, as Ish called for a build day, where no fighting would occur and you could spend the time building up your nation. After being gone from Aperion for the entirety of Day 5, I was ready to finally finish building my house.
Oh, that's pretty neat. Did you make this?
I did.
I'm a fan.
That's neat.
Good work.
I don't even have a house yet. I've just been living out of my office.
Yeah, I live at my workplace.
You can rent my second floor for 10 diamonds a minute.
10 diamonds? Man, look boy.
Oh my god.
Exactly. He's crazy.
I'll just sleep on my desk. Thank you.
20% discount.
For some diamonds before.
Let's go. He's just gonna sell us something.
10 diamonds. After finally completing my house, I had some time to tidy up some stuff around the city. But then, it was time for the funeral.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to honor the passing of 3 beloved individuals, 3 leaders of Aperion.
3, when only 2 died. Who else died? Part of the senators. Which other senator died?
Scarlet.
Scarlet? But she wasn't there at the meeting. How did she die?
Senator Jagster and President Alkaline Alk. I will now ask those who have words ready to come up and speak.
Wow. It's weird having them all gone, not seeing them around in town. I remember interviewing Alk after the meeting at Tricolor for Daybreak. Instead of just interviewing him, we just talked, just had a conversation one-on-one for like an hour and a half. It was great, just talking to him. I remember Jag had his plan and made sure no one from Aperion died on the first day, and I think it's definitely something we should remember. Scarlet, she used to be such a fiery spirit, such a energy for Aperion, such passion. It's gonna be weird having all of them gone.
I'm very proud to have been sitting next to those
two honorable men. It was so awful to see them all die in front of me. I'm just very glad that I got a chance to serve beside all three of these great people who benefited our nation in many great and incalculable ways.
If I'm being honest, these three guys, without them, none of us would be where we are right now. We have to carry the torch for them from now on. It's our duty, it's our job, and we have to make sure this happens.
Interesting. They don't keep the heads on the, on the memorial. What am I trying to say here? Well, they don't keep the heads, because that's usually what I see, in the POVs of, leaders or loved ones that have passed in conflict or assassinations, or just, a unfortunate situation where this person has fallen to their death, or something else that is naturally occurring, if I can say that, in Minecraft. They would keep their heads near their, what am I trying to say? What is it called? Oh my gosh. Obituary. Yes, near their obituary. You'd see their heads floating there, but it seems like the ritual in Aperion is to, delete or destroy the head as well. Just as a finalization to, to state that this person has passed away. I think that's what that is, yeah. Because like I said, in other nations, they keep the heads, they put them there, above their obituary, and that's where it stays. Jumped off a height due to survivor's guilt. She killed herself. Man, I think this needs to be discussed. People tend to kill themselves in this Minecraft experiment. And really, it's just strange. But maybe it's because the players have got other responsibilities and they can't stay in the game as much as they wished or hoped that they would, and so make this excuse to say that, okay, I'm going to kill myself because of so and so, or something that's happened in the world. Because I've seen a lot of people killing themselves in these point of views. I remember on Bobbyland, when the conquistadors were taking over Bobbyland, many of the Bobbyland citizens, or maybe it was just one citizen that I've seen so far, she threw herself off a very high point to her death. There was also one in Nevermore who also killed himself. It was the leader, Tyrannical Rule. He killed himself after he was booted out of the leadership position of his people. And there are many other, instances or stories where people just off themselves. Yeah, I find that a bit concerning. Really, I do. And, oh yes, before I forget, there was also one who tried to kill himself in front of everybody in... what was it? No. It was on Island 1. I'm just trying to remember which empire it was. I think it was West Helm. Yes, it was in West Helm. There was someone who tried to burn himself alive in front of everybody. And I'm asking myself, like, why would you do something like that? Why would you do something like that? Instead of further contributing to your society, focus on contributing to your people. You decide that you want to off yourself in front of your people. It's a problem. Maybe you guys don't want to take it seriously, but I am going to take it seriously. There's no reason for you to off yourself. No.
Day 7 was a big day, as it was the first time people from both islands could visit the other island.
You guys have so many diamonds. Thank you. Oh my god, thank you.
Aperion had decided to send food and resources over to the Blue Cross to distribute to Island 1.
Nice.
Me, Cell Shadow, and a few others grabbed the resources along with cows and sheep, and we were off to Island 1 for the first time.
Oh.
We hit land at the southern side of Elysium, and traveled our way north towards the Blue Cross. After spending 6 days on the Rich Island, it was actually really cool seeing just how different life was on Island 1, from the builds to the equipment to the environment.
What?
Along the way, some of our animals straight up just disappeared, so we arrived with only one of the 6 animals we started with.
One of the 6, oh my gosh. Yeah, no, Island 1 is really cursed. Island 1 is cursed.
The Blue Cross was still very grateful of the materials we brought, and before leaving, our group stayed a little bit longer to hang out with the people from Island 1. Then, our group got word from Freshman, the current president, that an Aperion citizen had fled to Island 1 after being caught planning to assassinate Freshman. We were told the coordinates of where the fugitive was and quickly headed north across Island 1 to get there. We found the fugitive Morsam in the uppermost part of Island 1 and quickly surrounded him. We told Morsam that he had the right to a fair trial back at Aperion, but if he tries to run for it, we would kill him. Sam obviously
Why did Morsam want to kill Freshman? What's his reasoning?
agreed to these terms and was led all the way back to Aperion. And it was during this boat ride back that this happened.
Ah, the death of 3 Below Zero. The assassination of 3 Below Zero. I think New Kids killed him. Oh yes, here's another traitor. Gotogo. Or Gotoga. Yeah, sorry, I can't pronounce your name. But you are also a traitor. You belong to the conspiracy of Furuxion. There he is, New Kids.
New Kids, one of the players who assassinated the leaders on Day 4, had just killed the leader of Luminara 3 Below Zero. As the second-in-command Fluixon ascended to president of Luminara, people began to wonder if all the deaths were connected somehow.
And you know, Fluxion was no longer second in command. He was kicked out of that position. And Legacy was said to be coming to become the new leader of Lunamara, but then Fluxion intimidated him, if I can say that. He intimidated him, he threatened his life, or he gave him information that was false, suggesting that he might be assassinated. So Legacy vacated that responsibility or office for his own protection, and there was no one else to question or to challenge Fluxion for leadership of Lunamara. Yeah. So he took it through unscrupulous means, and Legacy went out on a campaign to tell the truth about what's happening in Lunamara and how Fluxion has been able to manipulate and control the situation that is developing on Island 2 in terms of the assassinations, in terms of attempted regime changes on many nations on Island 2, and yeah, that's essentially what happened.
Was Saps behind it all, New Kids, or was it someone who's been hiding in plain sight?
Plain sight.
As our Blue Cross mission finally returned home, no one was quite sure what was going to happen in the upcoming days. At the beginning of day 8, things started out pretty slow. The new and improved courthouse was almost complete for Morsam's trial, so with that happening soon, people either hung around and chatted or did some work around the city. Everyone was kind of excited for Morsam's upcoming trial, except for one man. Legacies. Legacies believed in Morsam's innocence, so he decided to spam note blocks, hit officers, and overall be a general nuisance to the officers. Legacies was thrown in jail along with Morsam, but then Sam said he had to log off for the day, so the focus shifted to a trial for Legacies. Legacies was given an attorney, Nameless Hero, and a jury of 3 was selected. I actually got to be a part of the jury, but that meant I had to pay attention, so you could say it was a win and a loss. Legacy started by pleading not guilty, some accusations were made, and a lot of words were spoken, so let's just skip the yapping and cut to the end. After the trial, me, Slapples, and Shredder went outside to discuss the punishment for Legacies. Sadly, my mic started glitching, so I had to use chat during the discussion. During this time, Morsam quickly logged back on and managed to escape out of the prison cell with help from his friends. Even though this is really unfortunate, Aperion's second successful trial had just ended with Legacies being found guilty of all charges. And according to our 1,000-page long constitution, he could either be imprisoned again or do manual labor. Ultimately, we decided manual labor was the best. And that was pretty much it for day 8. I know it was a pretty slow day, but days 9 and 10 are going to be a lot more action-packed. Day 9 started off in a bit of chaos. Legacies was chased down and killed by Officer Peanut Butter for numerous reasons, mainly not cooperating and more griefing. Also, me and a few others from the military were planning on chasing down New Kids, who was over on Island 1.
Good luck.
Aperion Corner was a swarm of moving players until we were again stunned when one of our senators, Porkinado, died to a stalagmite trap.
Oh my gosh.
Then, in yet another crazy turn of events, the whole Cass coalition pulled up to Aperion. Apparently, freshmen in Call Me Cass had found evidence to who the mastermind was behind all the assassinations.
Through the falsely accused saps, proven innocent, and manipulated saps, and through the rock-solid evidence of Coalition Council Leader Theron, we've found the person responsible for the multiple leader assassinations, including the assassination of your own president, among many others. It's unfortunate to announce that the person responsible is none other than Fluxion, the newly and falsely elected leader of Luminara. Together, we unite with the Luminarians, ready to revolt against their newly empowered leader, the person responsible for massacres against nearly every nation leader on Pandora. Are we ready to fight for Luminara and for justice?
Yeah.
Fellas, it's time to storm Luminara.
Okay, Cass, let's go.
I am so dead.
Let's go, boys!
Half of us took boats while the other half sprinted down the coastline towards Luminara, where we would all converge on Flux.
And somehow, with all of these numbers, you guys were still not able to kill him. Somehow.
Hey! What the hell is this?
Resisting arrest.
I'm not moving. I'm not moving.
Flux, you are under the arrest for suspicion of causing Day 4 assassinations, killing Jag, Alf, members of Tricolor, and leader of Commonwealth. You are being put on trial for these crimes.
Wait, I thought it was kill on sight.
He's entitled to a fair trial.
Why are we arresting him?
Hey!
And there he goes.
Watch out, let me
Trap there.
Could be a trap.
He's actually the killer. He has to die.
And there they are. Thomas, Snowbird, Gotaga, and High Rotation, and Fluxion. Aha.
After returning home to Aperion, here's what we knew of what was called the Conspiracy. This group, led by Fluixon, were the people who planned and carried out the assassinations on all these leaders. At the start of it all, on day 4, Seraphim was a part of the conspiracy.
He was not a part of the conspiracy. He was a tool. Safram thought he was part of the conspiracy, but no. He was just a tool for Luxion. Luxion did not see him as a partner. He was just a tool to be cast aside once his job is complete.
After Jofiel's death, when Saps left to help the leaders find their way to the meeting, the conspiracy made their move. The dripstone trap was set inside Saps' build, with Saps being the perfect scapegoat for the conspiracy. On day 5, Thomas became the prosecutor in Saps' trial to hopefully get him killed and finish the job. Even when Saps escaped death, investigations were already being launched to find who else the killers could be. The conspiracy also wanted 3 Below Zero dead, and on day 7, the leader of Luminara was being guarded by Gotiga, a member of the conspiracy. During the fight with New Kids, Gotiga pretended to fight back so it wouldn't be suspicious, but ultimately let 3 Below Zero die.
Yeah, there was just no chance of him surviving. The man was surrounded by traitors.
At this point, Freshman and Call Me Cass had all the information pointing towards Flux, and so when they got word he was attending 3 Below's funeral, Aperion and Cass Coalition grouped together and rushed towards Luminara. The rest was a bit disappointing as Flux managed to escape, but nonetheless it was a really exciting day. The rest of the day was also a bit stressful as we were told the nation was potentially going to invade us, but luckily that never happened.
And how were they going to invade you exactly? Who's going to be leading that charge? No.
The last day had finally come. Flux and the rest of the conspiracy had fled to Infernus, the volcano
Ashen Bastion
nation over on Island 1, and were taking refuge there. The attacking side consisted of Aperion, West Helm, Tricolor, Luminara, Cass Coalition, and several other nations, while the defending side had around 120 players from multiple other nations. I accompanied Freshman to a short meeting at Tricolor before heading back to Aperion to prepare for the war. Then we were off to West Helm, where we would meet up with all the other attacking nations.
The march to West Helm. Someone even took their B with them. West Helm, the greatest civilization of Island 1, and dare I say, of both islands. Glory to West Helm. Glory to the Emperor.
Alright. Calm down. Gentlemen, welcome to West Helm. Welcome to Island 1 if you're from Island 2. We are probably going to work together to attack the volcano, and hopefully there'll be equality and the right people will die. That's all I'm going to say, and up to Saps now.
This group that we've gathered here today, we have one common goal, is to rid the corruption out of the world.
Together, we unite here and take a stand. Together, let's fight. Together, let's end this fury that plagues us.
I remember on Drifter's video when he showed the speeches being given by the leaders in the Colosseum. You know, some people were like, what are they saying? I can't hear what they're saying. I can't hear what they're talking about. Who are we fighting against? You know, the funniest things were being said on the grandstands of the Colosseum. Like, really. The leaders were serious, but the people were not. They were not serious at all. It was so funny. We climbed a mountain. Oh no, not a mountain, volcano, sorry. Oh gosh. Good boy. Oh my god. Did I just see Kieran? Yeah. Good song choice, good soundtrack choice right here. CFR Gaming or Lukey Boy, good choice. I like it. I like the music.
Once Fluixon had died, the war had officially ended, with Thomas running into hiding in the Infernus Castle being completely taken by the attacking side.
He would later be executed in by the Conquistadors, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
In the end, over 330 players died fighting in the battle, which left the majority of nations, including Aperion, a low player count. The remaining citizens built graves for me and the rest of the fallen Aperites, and spent days 11 and 12 visiting other nations and telling stories about the ones who died. Just kidding. The event wouldn't end in a sad way like this. On day 13, Ish revived every single person who had died to spend one final day together.
Oh my god!
Oh wow. Oh yeah, then he killed all of you guys with his angels, didn't he?
Here guys, let me show you guys your memorial. Come here.
Whoa, 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 whoa! What the hell? Why are those dogs or wolves or something? Why are they teleporting like that? That's crazy.
Follow me to the farm. Here's your memorial. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
This is amazing.
Oh, there you are, Scarlet!
Hello!
You're alive!
Scarlet!
Yeah. Hey, guys, center of town group photo. Go, get down.
Alright. It was really great seeing everyone back
Oh wow.
in Aperion for one final day. Throughout the event, I had a blast meeting new people, and eventually there will be more events like this. As for this event, Ish is about to release his video that will explore everything that happened on both Island 2 and on Island 1. But as for now, our story ends.
Guys, armor off, armor off.
Okay, I guess that's it. That's it, guys, with the real story of Aperion in Ish's 1000 player civilization, made on the CFR Gaming YouTube channel. And you'll also find this video on the Ish Minecraft 2.5 point of view videos, Rich and Poor, by Crayfish in Brazil. Yes. Wow. Aperion was nice, really. Their people were nice. You know, their leadership, well, in the command of Alkalan Alk and his cabinet, you know, they really functioned well as a government leading their people. They kept their people involved and informed about what's happening. And Alkalan Alk was also a very brave leader. He did not succumb to pressure. He did not buckle under the pressure from other nations. He stood his ground for his people. And, you know, it also showed in how the citizens of Aperion also trusted and, you know, were happy under the leadership of Alkalan Alk and his senators. it is unfortunate that he was assassinated in that meeting of Island 2 leaders at Saparada's home. Like I stated before, after his death, nothing was the same with Aperion. Yes, they continued as a civilization and continued to grow, but politically, you could see that there were cracks and they were unstable. And Lucky Boy himself also understood that he had, inadequacies in terms of leading his people. Instead of staying and being a leader and not really knowing what's going on and possibly causing confusion or, damage or harm to Aperion, he decided that, I am not fit for this position. I will step down and I will allow others to take this position if they should wish. And that's a very good thing. That's actually a very good thing. Because I was worried about, the future of Aperion under the leadership of Lucky Boy, when Lucky Boy is not really informed or understanding of the current situations happening on Island 2. Yes, he might have been the second in command, but, he wasn't really engaging in his portfolio as much as he should have. So it's good that he understood that, I'm not really the right person for this job. I will give it over to someone else and I will contribute in another way to Aperion. That is what I like. That is what I like. I've seen in other point of views where people, they had aspirations or they had dreams of becoming this or becoming that, but they could not succeed in doing any of the dreams or the missions that they've set out to. But they did not give up. They did not kill themselves. They stayed and they contributed in other ways to the society, just like Lucky Boy. He became a security officer, protecting their head diplomatic officer, which was, I think it was Stealth. Yes, Stealth Shadow. He served in another position. He did not kill himself. And that's something that really, it gripes me, it irks me. The fact that so many players would just decide that, there's nothing left for me here, I can't do anything else, let me just kill myself. There's so much to do. There's so much to contribute. Even if you do have guilt of what has happened to the leaders of your nations. And now I'm talking about Scarlet. Even if you do feel guilt about what has happened to Alkaline Alk and to Jackster, I understand, but it does not mean that you must also join them in death. You mustn't join them in death. Why? Why do you want to die so quickly? Your people need you. Your people trusted you to lead them. No matter what might come, you should have stayed behind and you should have contributed to Aperion and Aperion's development. Because Lucky Boy, he didn't kill himself after the death of Alkaline Alk. He didn't kill himself after the death of Jackster. And he was second in command. He was close with Alkaline Alk, just like everybody else. But he did not kill himself. He stayed behind. He made sure that he would contribute in other ways to the society. And that's what Scarlet should have done as well. Who knows, maybe she might have been the leader of Aperion. But yeah, it is unfortunate that, this type of thing happens in the experiment where people kill themselves because of reasons. There is no amount of reasoning, no amount of words or understanding that would, that would make killing yourself being okay. So yeah, that situation really just irks me every time I hear of players killing themselves like that. Yeah, it's a waste, truly. But I'm digressing. Sorry, guys. Yes, the video was really entertaining. The music, superb. I really did like the music. CFR Gaming YouTube channel really did a good job right here. and the video itself, also the transitioning of the, should I say, the memories, or the past of particular characters, especially when the music is playing in the background, then you would see that person, how they contributed to the society. For example, Akalan Alk, when he died and they had their funeral procession for him, they would show his contributions, they would show how he died. I like how CFR Gaming did that, really I do. And also Saparada and Feluxion, when they had their fight, they also showed images of the past, of how they contributed and what happened to them for them to get into the positions that they are in right now. Yes, that's a good addition to the video, making it entertaining. Yes, the video went pretty fast. It went by very fast, but it was good. Really, I did enjoy myself watching this one. And yeah, that's it with the real story of Aperion. Guys, remember, if you want to check out the original video as well as CFR Gaming YouTube channel, the links are going to be in the description below. If you like my reaction, give it a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click on the notification bell if you want to be up to date with my latest videos. And I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow with another video. Okay, good night.